Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of my panel lining video. I'm going to show you a few varying products and a few varying applicators for said product. When it comes to doing panel line cleanup, I have let these sit for, and I'd say roughly about 45 minutes or so. And now we are going to do our cleanup. First off, let's start with these guys right here. I actually had to run to a few of the local grocery stores and things. One of these was extraordinarily difficult to find. I actually ran to 3 different stores to find them. These are typical cotton swabs or cotton buds, but these ones in particular have a tapered end to them, which I find to be a little bit easier as far as accuracy goes when it comes to what you want to remove and what you don't want to remove. These were the ones that I had to go to 3 different stores to find. It's surprising how difficult they were to find. It's a pretty common thing. They're just foam makeup applicators, but these work fantastically. So we'll take one of these out. The great thing about these is they're not very pricey, and you can literally throw it away when you're done if it's too muddied up with the excess panel lining liquid. So we're going to go through a couple different applicators: the sponge makeup brush, the tapered Q-tip or cotton bud, cotton swab, and then this is just a standard Q-tip. If you take a good look at these, you'll notice that this one here has a bunch of fuzzies on it, and this one seems to be almost wound a little bit more tight. So the taper helps, and the fact that the cotton isn't so fuzzy per se also plays a part in how well it removes what you want to remove and keeps what you don't. Good product. 91 rubbing alcohol. And this one, admittedly, I have heard over and over again is excellent, but I have never used it. It is Ronsonol lighter fluid. I don't think it has to necessarily be Ronsonol brand, but just any kind of lighter fluid. I hear is rather effective. So, without further ado, let's get started. First, we'll go ahead and run the regular Q-tip, and we'll run a little bit of the 91 proof rubbing alcohol. This came with just a standard cap on the top of it. I replaced it with a spray cap that just so happened to fit from another product. I don't recall exactly what, but I just find it to be a little bit easier to do it that way. So let's see what we can get here. As I said in my previous video, these areas where it kind of splattered about are not an issue. As you can see, I start to clean it, all of those excess little spots that sit on the surface where the panel itself isn't recessed wipe away for the most part. Having a little trouble back in this area, and again, that is a perfect time to introduce the tapered version. Going to use the rubbing alcohol just the same. I don't like to completely saturate it. I'll spray it a little bit and then kind of squeeze a bit of the excess alcohol out of it. This process can take a bit of time, but it is well worth it in the end. Sometimes it'll come off really easily, and other times it'll give you a little bit of grief. But I think one of the biggest things with doing any hobby, whether it be Gunpla or building plastic models or whatever it is that your particular taste is, big thing is patience. All right, let's go ahead and give this Ronsonol lighter fluid a go. Never used it before. I'm going to actually use this sponge applicator. Pour a little bit of that on there and see how this does. Another good tip is to always clean. Oh, wow. If your line runs horizontally, as this one does, side to side, it's always a good idea to do the cleaning the opposite direction, which would be vertical. And you can kind of spin your parts around on the runners, as I had discussed before, and that really helps with kind of getting the angle that it is that you need. Yeah, the lighter fluid is a absolute winner for me. It is utterly effortless. I love it. Haven't used it before. Today's the first time. You guys are seeing that. It makes the effort required to clean your panel lines a lot less. So that's great to know. I have been using rubbing alcohol on all of my panel lining since I started the hobby. This is the first time I've actually used this. I hear it's not harsh on the plastic itself, and from what I'm seeing here, it's extraordinarily easy to remove excess panel line. Again, I'm kind of doing my cleaning up, keeping in mind which direction the panel line runs. We have one here that'll be a good example if I can get that focused in. This guy right here, I'm going to run against the line, not with it. Yeah, that works really well. Panel lining is awesome because it accents all of these areas on each individual piece that would otherwise kind of just fall into the overall design itself. Now all of these are accented in a way that gives the model a little bit of depth, a little bit of detail, and some additional vibrance that it wouldn't have had you not panel lined it. So this whole process is really easy. It's minimally effortless. And most importantly, one of the things I like to look at when it comes to when I build a model is how much work does it take and what is the results? And with panel lining, I think that's probably the only thing that provides more noticeable results for the effort put into it would be painting model kits. And there's not anything else that really surpasses it, in my opinion. I think panel lining is one of those absolute necessities. It can take a really, I wouldn't say mediocre, but an okay kit, and it can get it further towards that great range with minimal effort. So I recommend that on your next one, if you haven't tried panel lining, use these tips, give it a shot. It is not as scary to do as you would think, particularly because the capillary action within these panel lining pigments, it just grabs into where it needs to go, and you can just wipe away the excess. Well, if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will be putting together more content in the near future. Thank you.